Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Reseller Show, session number 42. My name's Andy Lawrence.
And my name's Kev Blackburn.
Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, we're quite a bit late actually now, but we've had one or two issues. As you know, Kev's had some llama issues. I don't think he knows about that yet, but you will find out about that in the near future. He's had some livestock issues. We've had some technical issues, the usual stuff. You know how it is, what we do on the Reseller Show. But hopefully we're live, we're back, and we're ready to go.
We should be live, and Andy's back.
Hurrah!
Andy, after a month, you're back.
Oi, I tell you, it feels like such a long time. It's so good to be back, to see your face on a Monday afternoon again, Kev. Oh, it's great. It's really good.
Love it. So you've been away for a full month, 4 weeks it's been. How has the whole period been? So for you guys that are just joining in live, let us know how your bank holiday's been. We've got a very special episode this week, and we'll talk a little bit with Andy and what he's been doing the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, why not? Whilst everyone's getting comfortable, and give us a shout out in the chat once you find the stream and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I've been in California, moseying around, having a little explore. It's been 7 years since I've last been in California, and yeah, it's been too long. I love the place. It's such a cool place to go and spend some time. We've got family over there anyway, which is great to catch up with them. And yeah, there was a few bucket list items I wanted to tick off along the way, and I'm very pleased to say I managed to tick those off. So it's been a good month, really. A really good reset. It's halfway through the year. I mean, I've been traveling already, but this was a big one, and yeah, it's so good. I feel absolutely raring to go. I can't underestimate the power of really having a long-term reset like that. It's really does the soul some good, and I've done a lot of stuff. But the thing is, I'm someone that likes to be involved in business, and when it gets a little bit on top of you and there's lots going on, it's just so good to just stop that, completely stop it, think about something else, meet people, speak to people, just on a basic level, enjoy life. And then when you come back, I'm like, I've got so much to do. I've got so much to crack on with. I've just written so many notes on what I need to do over the next 6 months. And yeah, so if you're thinking about things getting on top of you a little bit, I would definitely recommend having a slightly longer than usual break, because it really does you some really, really good. So I'm looking forward to getting cracking over the next couple of months. I've got lots to do, lots of plans, and yeah.
Well, it's well deserved, Andy, because you held the event, the UK the reseller conference. So it was all sort of peaking. You put so much work in, and it takes so much out of you when you have to plan events and you bring all these things together. So for you to go off to the US for, so whereabouts did you go? Because you traveled all up was it the West Coast? Was it?
Yeah. So I went originally flew into LAX, into Los Angeles. We stayed in Newport Beach, which is a very nice community outside of LA by the beach there, which is where our family lives. So I spent some time there. Then we moseyed on the Pacific Coast Highway up the West Coast to San Francisco, which is beautiful drive, amazing scenery. Spent some time with some other family there in Silicon Valley. And, Kev, you're like me, you're really interested in the history of Silicon Valley and how that all got going. And I'm sure you've read the books about how that all got started and everything else like that. So to get a guided tour around Silicon Valley and the original Apple headquarters, and a family friend of mine actually is quite high up in NVIDIA in the company there, so he's got quite a lot of access in that community, and so we had a really interesting tour around Silicon Valley, which was fascinating. Obviously went to San Francisco and did all that stuff, the Golden Gate Bridge, and Yosemite.
Just living the dream.
We would have to spend the entire time talking about what I did. It was unbelievable. And Monterey and all of those sort of places are just stunning. It's such a beautiful coastline there. It really is. And it is the sunsets, I'm a big fan of a sunset anyway, but the sunsets go on for hours and hours and hours, and they're just something else. So yeah, it does something to your soul, Kev. It really does. So
Yeah.
yeah, I really enjoyed it. Did a lot of things I want to do. Yosemite National Park, if anyone ever gets a chance to go there, you've really got to do it, because it's just an unbelievable piece of nature that is just pure nature, and it's unbelievable. It's something that actually, the adrenaline I had, I hiked up this waterfall and managed to get off piste a little bit, and literally scrambled up to this waterfall, and it was rushing down. I actually made a video while I was up there, and the noise of the waterfall, and the sun was coming through, and it was a rainbow, and we were soaking wet because we were so close to it, and it literally, the adrenaline running through me through doing that, it stayed with me for days afterwards, and it still is quite special now. So yeah, it's
Love it.
yeah, amazing.
Love it. Well, it's great to have you back, Andy. I think everybody in the chat would agree. It's fantastic. We absolutely love to have guests and special guests on the show. So it's a shout out for those guys that came the last couple of weeks while Andy was living the dream. But it's always great to have the full team back and have Andy back. So it's you guys that are in the chat. Give you guys a bit of a shout out. We've got Chris is in. We've got FBA UK Gareth's in. We've got Neil's in. Kev's in. Simon's in. Sean's in. And it's great to be hanging out with you guys once more. So so all refreshed, Andy, and now we're going towards Q4. We're going to be going towards Q4. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. You've got all your energy back, and now we are like 5 weeks away from Q4, and what I wanted to do, and we can go on to the bit of the announcement coming up here. What I wanted to do, because we're going up to Q4, so Q4 for us in the reseller community is it's the best time of the year for us, because everything's just all the hard work that we've put in, the blood, sweat, and massive action tears, as I like to call it, that we've put in throughout. Q1, Q2, when everybody else was doing their own thing and sleeping, we were in the trenches. We were working hard. So by the time it gets to end of Q3, going into Q4, that's when it gets super, super exciting. And what I wanted to do was, as you guys will know, the Tribe of Arbitragers has been like an ongoing interview series that I've been doing all year with many people that you may well know, like Andy himself. Andy was in an episode. We had Reezy Resells. We had there was even Chris. Chris is in the chat with us tonight. We went through lots of different interviews, and I wanted to release the book on the 22nd of September. The pre-order is in now, so there's going to be a link in the description. So please, if you would, support the launch of the book, because it's going to be amazing. I've got to do it. I've got a huge giveaway planned. Well, the giveaway is already there, so you'll be able to get all the information. And to stack even more excitement on this Q4, Tribe of Arbitragers, all the rest of it, I thought, well, why not? Why don't we do something special again for the 30th of November, which is Black Friday weekend? It's the Saturday, 30th of November. A part of the annual Life Success Engineer, if you like, the mastermind that I put on. Last year, we had a very special guest come up. Andy came up, and we had a live reseller show here in the warehouse. And I thought, why not do it again? So Andy's going to be coming up. He says that he's available. He's going to be coming up for anybody who supports the book launch, the Tribe of Arbitragers book launch for 99p on Amazon Kindle. Then you're going to be able to get a free ticket. You're going to be able to come up to the Reseller Show, have a full day with myself and Andy, hang out with us. It's going to be fantastic. There's going to be some more special things going on that day. Super, super exciting. I launched the book last night. Pre-order went live. I think the last time I checked, it was about 1,900 sales rank and number one in e-commerce business, e-commerce, books, and Amazon online shopping.
Wow.
Number one in 3 different categories because we've had so many people jump on. So super exciting. Link in the description. Please support the book.
The only thing I'm slightly concerned about, Kev, if you've just overreached yourself on the price a little bit. I don't know how many people are going to shell out for it.
Yeah, that's the difficult thing. I was thinking to myself, how do I persuade people to invest 99 pence? So I thought, why not do a massive giveaway where the prizes now equal £4,000?
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's when you start tipping the scales a little bit. I'm still not sure, but maybe some of these guys will go for it. I don't know, but 99p, you've got to deliver a fair amount for that.
Yeah, well, this is it. This is it. I mean, it's a bit of a tough. Put the pressure on. I've got to deliver that 99 pence. It's got to serve its value. But like I said, I just wanted to give it the best chance I possibly could and put it up on Amazon. We'll see what happens.
Oh, you've gone for it, Kev. I mean, when you told me how much you were going to sell it for, I was like, really? I was like, hold on, did you just say 99p? Because it sounded like you just said 99p, and that can't be 99p because that's not even a pound. Apparently.
Yeah. Well,
is there a money back guarantee? See, Kev's got a good point. Actually, is there a money back guarantee? Because I'd be slightly concerned about 99 of those pennies.
I know. Well, for you guys that are on the fence, for you guys that are maybe thinking, do I go for this? Is it worth its time? That's why I wanted to put. There's no risk. That's why I put it through Amazon Kindle, because if you're not happy, Amazon will sort you out.
Yeah, good to know. You've got Amazon backing you up. So if you're worried about 99p, that's yeah. Simon says that's 1/7 of a glass of wine at the Radisson. That's very true. It's very true. Luckily, it doesn't cost a penny in my house, so we're all right. Well, it does actually cost quite a bit, but not as much as the Radisson.
But yeah, it's been an ongoing project for all year. So I've been reaching out to lots of different people. I've been getting lots of different answers from people that I haven't even had video interviews with some of the people, such as Larry from Watch Me Amazon. So he's kindly enough, he's going to be in the book. I've spoken to him. I mentioned in the Reseller Show Facebook group that he's agreed to come on the show with myself and Andy when his schedule works out. So we've got something to look forward to there. But in terms of the book, I just wanted to, I could have probably done it a little bit more, maybe £5, £10, whatever. But to me, it's not about, to be honest with you, it's not about the 99 pence, because I can assure you it's, I'm not going to be a millionaire from my book sales. But I wanted to put it through Amazon Kindle because I wanted to experiment going through becoming an author and self-publishing and seeing how far you can reach, because it's an amazing time that we live in. It's a fantastic time that we live in, and the fact that anyone can write a book and publish, because you think 20, 30 years ago, people that wanted to be writers and authors, they never had the chance to, it'd be difficult. You'd have to go to publishers. You get so many people that are, that would reject them, rejection after rejection. Now I wanted to go through the process and learn, how do I go through and create a Kindle book and launch it through pre-orders, etc. I wanted to learn how to do the hard copy book, the hardback, which is going to be probably at Christmas, and the audio as well, which is most likely going to be around about Christmas time as well. And I just wanted to go through that process for us that are in the, building businesses online, that this is an opportunity as well. Kindle is an opportunity as well, where if you're interested in writing books and you've always thought, I want to write a book, because that's exactly what was for me. I was like, do you know what? I really want to become an author one day where I can put something together, put it out on Kindle, and so this was the year for it, and super grateful for those that have supported it. Like I said, we're up at like top. I think I was outranking Gary V. I was outranking I think a couple of the big time players, because Kev Blackburn from Life Success Engineer is coming
That's amazing. That's really good. And I'd be interested to know actually, did you use your VAs and your outsourcers to transcribe the videos to put into the book format? Is that is that what you did? I imagine that would probably be the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, so I've learned so much about the process, so I would like to share a lot more about the whole process. So I got my graphics designer to do the book cover because
Mhm.
I'm no graphics designer. I don't have those skills, and it's an incredible skill for anybody that does.
Sure.
So my graphics designer did all the graphics. In terms of the all the answers, so the intention of the book is to have all the answers from all the different the tribe of arbitrageurs, everybody that's contributed. They filled out a form, okay, and my blog manager, my who looks after my blog, all the writing, because I'm not a writer. You know, that's the one thing I would say. I love to do this. I love to talk and I love to do videos, but I cannot write. You know, I cannot sit there for days upon days just writing. So I've got a writer on the team who's put everything together. I'm going to go through. I'm going to put lots of different bonuses on there. I'm going to put basically what the intention is. It's not just about publishing the interviews. It's more of, okay, who do you go to if you want to learn wholesale? Okay, so if you want to learn wholesale, I'm going to put you towards Andy Lawrence because Andy knows what to do with wholesale. If you're interested in books, then I'm going to put you towards, Reezy or Elliot from FBA Journey. Those guys are into books. If you're interested in retail arbitrage, the whole tribe of arbitrageurs, the vision that I have for it was anybody that's in our community, we all resonate with different people. Okay, so the reseller show is fantastic, and I love you guys that are here. It's great to hang out with you guys, but if some people may not resonate with me, Andy. Some people may not resonate with me. So, but it's such a great opportunity. So if they do resonate with Gareth, John Case, or Sylvia from Tough Humans, or Larry from Watch Me Amazon, then they go towards them because I genuinely believe that this opportunity is so big and so massive it can change all our lives. And this is about a project that brought all that together. I hope I explained that well.
No, you did very well. It's admirable actually that that it's obvious from the format you brought together that you've got everyone's best interest at heart, and it's an excellent way of doing it. And I'm really impressed to see what you've done. And yeah, I hope it goes a long way, and I hope the sort of the momentum you get from it keeps it up there in the charts. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it does and the success you get. I hope you get to number one, and I really look forward to seeing what you can do. So yeah, good luck.
Yeah,
And see you.
I appreciate that, Andy, because one thing I will touch on, and this is something that, this day and age, when you have influencers, when you have people that are building, personal brands, and they're building their own communities, they're building their own, presence online. I genuinely believe that there's a lot of people that may not want to promote anybody else, and they've maybe got that sort of mentality of like, well, I'm not going to promote you, or I'm not going to promote you. And to be honest with you, I wanted to break that mold. I really wanted to do something where, do you know what, Andy? If you want something to promote, if somebody resonates with you, and if somebody like wants to learn wholesale and they can learn, and I know they can learn from Andy from Wholesale Help because he's done it, he shares the information, he gets real results, then I believe that person, because it's all about the end consumer. And what I don't like, and this is something that's really put me off some people out online, is when it's so close to their chest and they're like, oh, if you're going to promote through me, I want this and I want that, and you're not going to do this, and you can do this but you can't do that. That don't sit right with me, and I wanted to break that. I wanted to. This book is going to be littered with other people's Instagram links, other people's YouTube channels, other people's Facebook groups, other people's communities, because at the end of the day, for me, I really thought about the reader. And for me, the reader needs to take advantage of this amazing information, right? So if the reader resonates with Reezy Resells instead of me, then I believe I've got a moral obligation for that person who's invested in the book to point them towards resells. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely. It does make sense. And that's a really good attitude, actually, because there are people out there that are very insular and very self orientated. And I've seen it, unfortunately. And I think, um, you know, when we can get together and work together to help each other out and to help the wider community out, just like this channel is doing, I think that's the main point of this channel. We haven't monetized it; it's free, and for the foreseeable future, it's going to remain that way, and it's to help the wider community. And I think the more we do that, and the more we try and get the message out and try and put our heads together and work together, the better the community is going to be. And it just makes sense to me. And they definitely are. I've seen it. I'm sure you've seen it. I try and not really talk about it because I try not to sort of bring the negativity into what I talk about. But there are definitely some people going about it totally the wrong way. But it's happened for years, to be honest with you. I've been doing this for a long time, and even 5, 6, 7 years ago, there's been people that I would say are verging on, I wouldn't say fraudulent, but definitely getting on that way where the emphasis is on actually strategy to bring more money into their business than it is to actually help people. And so I just don't participate in that. And I've turned down opportunities that would have easily made me 30, 40, 50,000 if I promoted them at that given time. Because it doesn't sit well with me, and that's a personal choice. I haven't talked about it and I haven't done anything about it because I think it's more important than money. It's not important to make money there and then. It's more important that people get steered in the right direction, if you know what I mean. Because if I steered everyone in the wrong direction, then what's the point? Because I'm doing my own thing anyway, so I don't need that extra money necessarily. If I make it in the right way, that's good. But it's important to make money in the right way because we want to sleep at night, So
Yeah.
it's you may as well just try and. I've always tried to say, try and help people as best you can. Try and do the best you can, and generally things sort themselves out in the long run. So that's
100%, 100%, and that's why at the end of the day, Andy, I think that's why we've put together something like the Reseller Show where we've had special guests on, we've had people within our community on, because we really do believe we've got that abundance mentality that we can all win together, and long term, if we all on the same team, then we can all win together. And so that is a core value of mine, and that's what I wanted to really represent within this book. Hence why I'm completely blown away at the support that it's had. I really do appreciate it. For you guys that are interested, it's going to be a link in the description. It's 99 pence pre-order now up until the 22nd of September. There's going to be a huge giveaway. I've put loads of different prizes, such as, let me share with you a couple of prizes. I'm going to be giving away 2 £50 Amazon gift vouchers. Okay, so 2 £50 Amazon gift vouchers. I'm going to be giving away 3 massive action hoodies. Okay, so giving hoodies away. I'm going to, for anybody that buys the book, anyone that gets the book, you've got a free ticket to come to the warehouse on the 30th of November to hang out with me and Andy. And for one person who enters the contest and gets the winner, I'm going to pay for their hotel room on the Friday night. Oh. So I've gone all out the stops. I'm all out this Q4, making it happen for this book. So all the way up to virtual assistant training, whoever wins that, if you want my support when it comes to training your virtual assistants, completely free. All the courses that I have in my Massive Action Academy, that I'm going to give that away for 3 people, entire month. Lots of fun prizes. Like, that's why it's valued over £4,000 worth of giveaways for 99 pence. Can you hear me, Andy?
I can hear you fine.
Yeah. Are you still there?
I'm still here. My video's just gone, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you've just frozen up. Let me know in the chat, guys. Is it me that's frozen up, or is it Andy that's frozen up? And then we will see how we get on. But I really appreciate you guys that do support the book. I really do. Obviously, this is the first time I've done something like this, so I wanted to give it everything that I possibly could for it to be successful. And yeah, I really do appreciate it. But let me just see what you guys are getting on with, and we will talk a little bit more reselling as we go through. I don't want it to be all night about the tribe of arbitragers and things. But Mark, evening, good to see you. Tim, evening. While Andy's hopefully getting himself sorted. Sean, good to see you. Simon, yep, 99p. Wow. Purchase. Thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate that. Simon, that's just the 7th. Just flipped it on eBay for $19.99. I love that, Mark. I love that. I tell you what, that's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting the day that because it will eventually go probably a little bit more expensive after the pre-launch. It's going to probably go up in price. Well, it most definitely will do. So for those guys that that get it now, then yeah, it might end up being on eBay. Got to go. I'll buy a copy tonight. Thanks very much, FBA UK Gareth. Hopefully Andy's still having problems. Let me know in the chat, guys, if it's me. Is it Andy?
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you, Andy.
All right.
I just can't see you.
I think I think my camera's gone. So if I log back out and back in again, I'm not sure it'll let me in on this live stream. So I might just have to chat without the camera for the moment.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Let me know, guys, in the chat if you can hear Andy. Andy, you should be able to hear Andy, but maybe not see him because it's just a black screen to me.
Yeah, I think it's my camera. I think that's what it is. I lost the connection of my camera, and because we're in the live stream, it hasn't come back. But I daren't log out and log back in because if I do, I'm not sure it'll let me back in on live stream at this stage in the thing. So
that's fine. Sean's just said, "Is Andy playing up? Can hear Andy, just can't see him." So so we'll get on with the show. I'll make me big screen. I think I should still hear you, Andy, and we'll just continue, shall we? Can you hear me, Andy? Oh no. That's the beauty of being live. So okay guys, so how's the week been? How's the week started for you? How's the bank holiday been? So obviously it's been a fantastic bank holiday over here in the UK. It's been super, super hot. It's been I hope you guys have had some time just to chill out and relax. And yeah, let us know in the chat. Let us know what we're going to be talking about now. How's things going? We'll talk a little bit about Q4 because it's just me talking to you guys while Andy's trying to sort himself out. So Q4 it's 5 weeks away. So with it being 5 weeks away, what is it that we're doing now to prepare for Q4? And for me, what I've always said is the Q3 period is all about trying to streamline. So Andy's back.
Hi. So carry on.
You're back.
I'm back.
Yes. So for me, it's always been about Q3 is always trying to streamline. And if we've got any sort of problems in the business or any root problems, and let me try giving you an example. Let's say, for example, as the year goes on, you get busier and busier, and we've tried to, like, for example, move the warehouse around. So we come into the year of the back end of the last year, which means that you're growing again in your business this following year, which means that your old systems from last year may now be redundant, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So what we did this year in Q3 is we really thought about the warehouse, and we started to move things around to experiment. Can we be more streamlined in the warehouse? Because the system that we had last year was maybe a little bit more clunky this year because we've grown a lot. right? So I'd love for you guys to, if you guys have got anything that you guys have done in your businesses, have you done anything significant where you've sort of streamlined in your businesses? I'd love to know. Have you done anything, Andy? Anything drastic this year?
Yeah, this is a excuse me. This is a good point actually, because I've noticed this a lot, and I think the further you go in and the longer you are in business, especially in this business, you notice this for sure. I've been doing this for many years, 10 years between eBay and Amazon, and there's definitely, it's a really good thing. I mean, you're really smart recognizing this relatively early on, Kev, but what happens is you tend to figure out a way of doing things at that moment that you do it, and then you carry on doing it and you get good at it and used to it, and you find a rhythm and everything else like that. But obviously years go by, things change, you get bigger, you have more volume, whatever, things will definitely change, nothing stays static. So what happens is you do something because that's the way you've always done it, and quite often you don't realize that there could be a better way of doing it. You just carry on doing it, you don't question it. So I definitely think it's a really good thing to go back and re-examine your processes and your procedures and the way you do things, because things have changed. Maybe you've got more volume coming in, maybe you've moved angles a little bit and your focus is over a slightly different area, which means you set things up originally with one focus, but that's maybe not your focus anymore. So I really think this is an important thing, and something that I only noticed after a good few years, that I maybe did my processing in one way, and I look back and thought, well, the reason why I did it is because that's the way I've always done it, and not because it served me in any particular way, but that's the decision I made at the time. And if that's 3 years down the line, that may not actually serve me anymore. So, I've learned that the hard way, that you've really got to go back and say, okay, so is there a better software that I could use for this process? Is there a better procedure? Can I move my processing room around differently? The way I receive goods and things, I mean, hell, I opted for an office and storerooms when I moved out of my home, and I had three flights of stairs to get up to store my stock. I mean, at the time, that seemed like a good idea, only because it's a really good view, to be honest with you. It was bad. It was a bad decision all around, but it was a hell of a good view. So, yeah, after 3 years, I'm like, I'm not taking any more pallet deliveries at this location, because it used to take me probably 2 hours to receive a delivery of, say, 4 or 5 pallets, because you had to handball the entire lot up 3 flights of stairs on a Georgian staircase that was straight up. I mean, it was a great workout. In the summer, I'd be sweating unbelievably, but it would take far too long. It was silly, really. But at the time, there was great offices. There were really big offices, gave me a lot of space to have my day-to-day accommodation was very comfortable. But the reality is it didn't suit my needs. So after 3 years, I said, okay, it's been great. I'm going to find somewhere a bit more practical where I can reverse a truck up and unload directly. And the first time I got a delivery and they unloaded a pallet or unloaded 4 or 5 pallets at the time, and one pallet came off and then another pallet came off, and they were all stacked right there. It's like, that's it. Just pallet truck it over there, 3 meters, and it's done. And immediately I was like, okay, this is why you need to relook at things and question things. Because when I first moved into those offices, I was doing X number of volume, and at the end of the 3 years, I was doing a lot more volume. And okay, it was tolerable at the beginning. It's now intolerable now. So or intolerable. I need to look at it again, and that's fine. You make decisions at the best you can at the time, and maybe you look back and say, okay, that's not the right decision now, so I need to look at it again, and that's all right. You learn, you move on, you learn through hindsight, whatever. So definitely I've probably gone a very long way around it, but yes, I agree with you.
Yeah. No, Andy, it's the one thing that is great about your answer there is you giving a practical example. The truth is, we as we start to build our businesses, we make the best choices with what the circumstance we've got. So in your scenario, it was right for you at the time, but then later on it plays out that it's just not practical, and it's really slowing you down, and on
Yeah.
all the rest of it. And I just think it's a great question to ask yourself this time of year, where you are going, because you want to optimize the best you can for Q4, because we
Mhm.
know how good Q4 is, and because it can make such a difference. It makes such a significant difference if you measure. This is a good measuring point for everybody here. If you measure from the lead time from purchasing to making it available on Amazon for sale, right?
Mhm.
So the lead time from you pressing the button, I've placed the order, so you've committed that money, to now it's available on sale on Amazon. What's that lead time? Because if it's, let's say, for example, 3 weeks, if it's 2 weeks, if it's 1 week, whatever it is, that can make a significant impact in your business. You know,
Huge. Yeah.
if you measure in these metrics in your business, let's say you're right now, let's say you might not even know. It's a question that you may never have asked yourself. But let's say, for example, you are 3 weeks right now, and right now you're thinking to yourself, wow, that's 3 weeks. Well, why is that 3 weeks? Is it because of A, B, or C? Like, it could be various different reasons for why that might be, right? And if you could get that from 3 weeks to 2 weeks, well, you have compounded Q4 massively this year, and it could be the difference between thousands of pounds worth of profit for you and your business. And that's what I love about asking yourself these types of questions. So what we did this year, or last year in the warehouse, we had two separate streams going through the warehouse. We had my side and the prep service side. So we used to have two streams going through, and each of the streams had two within them. So we could do like four streams at once, right? And that's why we shipped a ton load last year. But this year, with the volume of the prep, with the increased volume this year than it is last year, we thought we need to review this, because just taking the 20 seconds from the delivery to go to my stream, it adds up. That 20 seconds every day, 4 times a day, it adds up to minutes, to half an hour, to an hour. And then pallets wise, when we get pallets delivered, we used to have them all at the front. Now, when we get pallets, we push them right back down to the back of the warehouse, and then we process coming towards the shutter door. So it's completely flipped on its head, but it's resulted in, we've probably shaved off, an extra 1 hour a day,
Wow. Yeah.
2 hours a day. It's
Mm.
significant difference that it makes. And just to think ahead for next year, I've already been thinking, oh, well, what may be the problem that we have next year?
Mhm.
And myself and Kylie was like, the fact that we've only got one roller shutter door, that's potentially going to be a problem at some point,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
we've got inbound and outbound coming
So
through the
at the
same
same time.
door.
Yep.
So, these are the things that you start to think about. And
Mhm.
I love this. I wake up 6 o'clock in the morning just thinking about this stuff. I love it.
It's great. And actually, the type of break that I've had gives me the energy for this as well, because it gives you a whole new energy. And yeah, it's not my strong point. Actually, it's where I have to push myself harder to think about and to go deep. But after the sort of break that I have is when I come back. And like I said, I've written so many notes about the next few months, and I've just got an absolute extra energy to go deep into these sort of things for that reason, because I think the details like this make a difference. And I think once every 6 months is probably a good time to schedule it. And maybe in the quieter times in January, I think is a good time. We've talked about it before. In January, the quieter time is a good time to reassess your business, look at what the situation is, and look where you can improve and make some efficiencies. And I think again, the calm before the storm in Q3. If you can take a moment to look at where you are now, if you've moved a distance from where you were 6 months ago, then yeah, just take a quick reassessment and say, has things moved enough? Am I in a different position where I could benefit for re-examining? And if it hasn't, fine, but definitely worth going through the thought procedure if nothing else, because I'm definitely guilty of someone who has done something for a number of years purely because that's what I know and that's what I have developed. But that things always change in this community for sure. So be sure to give that a thought. If nothing else, it's important to do that.
Yeah. And Mark said first member of staff starts next week to get those seller fulfilled Prime orders out the door, which is fantastic. So Mark, you've got your first employee starting, your first member of staff, which is amazing, and have verbally agreed exclusive deal with large alcohol manufacturer. Fantastic.
Wow,
So get that
stuff.
into a written deal as soon as possible. Amazing. Great work, Mark.
Yeah, it's
Um,
great. That's great.
Question, Sean. What time is it on the 30th of November? Okay, so there's going to be some details for those that support the book and get that 99 pence, the Tribe of Arbitragers. There's a part of the big giveaway. There's some bonuses for those guys that support it. So if you were to, if you just email my support team at support@lifesuccessengineer.com or go to lifesuccessengineer.com/support, you can enter a ticket saying that you've supported it, supported the book, send you proof of receipt and purchase and things, and then you're going to get a link, a free checkout, like a code, that's basically going to give you a 100% off discount voucher for the event on the 30th. So when you then place that order, you'll go to a details page where it's going to have all the times. It'll most likely be something like 10 a.m. until we probably going to go out to the pub, have a drink, have a meal, have some good times. I think Simon said earlier when you went earlier, Andy, when it was just me on screen, Simon said, "Time to start singing, Kev." So you never know. On the 30th, we might do a bit of singing together.
Why not? Yeah, I just saw that Mark Clay's already purchased his ticket for the 30th, so it'd be good to reconnect, Mark. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Really enjoyed spending time with you at the conference, so it'd be good to see you again up in Scunthorpe. Yeah, I'm looking forward to revisiting the factory and catching up with Kev and everyone who can make it. I believe Sean's going to be selling hot sausage rolls in his van out the front, so that'd be good. Isn't that what you threatened last time?
Love that. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll have a burger van. We'll have a barbecue. It depends.
I'm joking.
In November,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure Sean's got a burger van, but he did threaten to come and sell hot sausage rolls out the front of your place last time.
Yeah, well, I remember. I don't know what episode that was, but we had a full. I think we had a full Reseller Show episode talking all things sausage rolls.
It did. I ended up buying some for dinner as well because we talked about it so long. I got totally. I got totally messed up with it. But Mark Rice as well is also purchased. Looking forward to seeing you as well, Mark. Yeah, great. All the Marks are coming. Hopefully it'd be good to see some representation from some Simons as well. I know it's quite far up north, and both Simons are Southerners, but it'd be good to see some Simons coming up. Sean says 30th is going to be
also had. There's also Kev said earlier. That definitely deserves a ring of that bell, Andy. So there was a bit of a golden nugget that you shared earlier, Andy.
Yeah, no, it was the golden nugget that you shared actually, but my video cut out at the most incorrect time. So I don't know actually. Maybe it was yours. I can't remember, but I think it was maybe when it was talking about. Definitely deserves a ring of that bell. Anyway, so I'm going to give a generic ring of the Happy Face reseller bell because I think the whole entire episode's been worthy of a Reseller Show bell. But there's definitely some golden nuggets tonight actually in what we've been talking about, and I think actually. Just to reward the effort that Kev's put into the Kindle book and everything he's put towards it, I think deserves that bell because, it's a remarkably open-minded view of what we do here, and I definitely commend him for taking on that approach. So that's great, and I'm looking forward to connecting with whoever can make it up to the warehouse, Kev's warehouse on the 30th. I'm looking forward to it. I had a great time when we met up last time, and I'm sure it's going to be bigger and better than ever this one. So I can't wait to see you, Kev, and everyone else who can make it.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that, Andy. I appreciate that. But I suppose we that pretty much probably wraps up this evening. We've been going for 45 minutes. It's been a bit of a difficult start with technology and the zoo and all the rest of it. But it's good to have Andy back. Great to have you back, Andy. Looking forward to going into Q4 with the Reseller Show. Bringing some special guests on over the next 3-4 months should be really, really fun. For you guys that do join and support the book, I really do appreciate it. For you guys that do come up to the warehouse, that'd be amazing. It should be just a great end of the year for our community, I think. And
Sure.
I think the more we can do to get together and celebrate together and hopefully have some massive success together, I'm convinced that we're going to have all sorts of broken records and all sorts of amazing success stories. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about for me.
For sure. Absolutely. A great note to end it on, Kev. I'm looking forward to getting stuck into that, and I'll bring it on. It's not coming soon enough for me. I want to go and do it next week.
Yeah, absolutely. But all right. So shall we wrap up?
We should. I think we should. I forgot to mention this, but all of my neighbours are downstairs still eating my food and drinking my wine. They come over for the bank holiday. They're still down. I nicked the fan as well because it's now 29 degrees in my office, and I had to nick the fan, but they're probably heating up down there as well. So I need to get back to my neighbours. But thanks everyone for coming. It's been good fun. We got there eventually. We got a session out, and I think we've delivered some decent value there. So good to see you, Kev. Thanks everyone for coming. Thanks for Kev, Sean, Mark, Simon, everyone who's come. It's always good to see you guys, and look forward to seeing you next Monday. Take care, guys.
Please make sure that you hit the like button.
Hit the like button.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
There you are.